every time that you use your mold, you need to redust it. Most molds you're going to use, you're going to dust with either the flour if you're doing cookies, you dust with flour for cookies, or sugar if you're doing a sugar-based dough like the fondant or the marzipan or candy clay. Most of these, that's what you'll use. You can use, some molds are really like suck up, they're very, very dry, and so you might use oil. Don't use both powdered sugar and oil or whatever, or you'll have a mess. Okay, so now when we press it down, you'll notice that the excess dough is coming out from underneath, okay? So don't worry about having it too thick. Okay, and then we lift. And this time you can see I got all the detail. See the detail I got? Look, I can see his ears and the cup in his ears. I can see the individual petals of the bunny, everything. Okay, and so at that point, what you do is you cut it out. I happen to have some shaped cutters. These are egg-shaped cutters. You can use anything. It doesn't have to be. You can even just trace around it with a pastry wheel, or you can use, cut it square. Just because it's an egg shape doesn't mean you can't cut it square. You can cut it any way you want. I just happen to like these because they fit really well. So I'm going to go ahead and, if I cut with this little one, you can see it cuts off the rick-rack around the edge, and that's okay. That works for me. If I cut with the bigger one, it actually gets, the rick-rack plus a little extra. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we cut it out. Use your spatula to lift it up, which I don't happen to have with me, but I do have a palette knife, so I can use that. But your angled spatula works really well. Okay, and it's very thick. I could have probably pressed this a little bit more to get it thinner. Okay, and then what you do is you would bake a cookie, sugar cookie with the same cutter, cut it out, and then once the cookie cools, you lay this on top of it with some piping gel or corn syrup, and then you have a cookie with a decorated design on it. Okay. You can also, that's how you use the fondant anyway. This is the marzipan, and the marzipan is like a candy, is what it is. It's candy dough. It's almond and rum. At least that's what mine is. It's almond, powdered sugar, and rum. Almond paste, powdered sugar, and a little bit of rum. And it's a very stiff. It's very dry. I usually will nuke it in the microwave to soften it up a little bit. Ooh, it smells yummy. I love almond paste, but I grew up with it, so I'm going to pull a little bit of this off. Okay, and roll it out. And again, this is a sugar-based dough, so I am going to use powdered sugar on it. And this time I'm going to do the rose. So I'm going to dust my rose mold, like so. Tap out any excess. Okay, make sure this is released. And then press firmly down both hands. Notice the excess dough squishing out. Okay, lift one corner and then lift the rest of it off. See the nice detail you get with that. Beautiful detail. And then what you can do is you can use a regular round cutter, or you can use, let's see which one of these fit. This guy just fits. This just happens to be a ripple cutter. Take away the excess dough. And there you have a beautiful, you can brush off the excess powdered sugar. Just brush it off, like so.